Previously on T-Man 978.
Blaster, which I didn't show off. It does have a port. If I have my siege blast effects in the rim, I'll see if they work. If I don't, you will not see me do anything with that, and just ignore me.
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
Hello everyone, T-Man 978. Right now I'm going to be taking a look at G.I. Joe Classified Series number 147, Cobra Saw Viper. Semi-automatic weapon, that's what SAW stands for. There are plenty of Vipers, but here's this one. And here's this stuff over there. Pause and look at this at your leisure. You can zoom in. It's 4K. You should be able to get a good picture of anything that you can't see with your naked eye right now. Once again, this is on loan to me from Junkie on Crafts and Builds. I just met up with him over the weekend and he gave me stuff I purchased through him and a bunch of other stuff. I didn't get my wave of these guys yet, so at least I get to look at this one. Alright, this Saw Viper has a lot going on accessory-wise and as far as the gear and whatnot. Let's start you off small. You have this knife right here, this combat knife. It's cool. It fits into the knife holster in the back right here, which is very reminiscent of what they do on all of the Falaverse Action Force stuff. So there's a knife back there instead of somewhere on the front like they've typically been doing. You get this pistol with the extended magazine right there. It does have a blast effects port. Couldn't tell that. This magazine does not come out. This fits into the holster that's attached to his waist. There we go. It's in there. Yay. And you see that leathery pattern? I'll show the guy off soon. You get this little saw blade right here. Well, see, I see this is the handle down there. But, yeah, it looks like that. You get this backpack, which is nicely detailed. Look at that. They even painted these things back there. That's brand new. They don't normally go that extra mile right there. And we have this going on down there. A little peg on the back. And it's nice that it has like a little handle. You can hold it and whatnot. You have this ammo belt right here, which is roughly around probably 7 inches long. It can fit inside of this little port on the bottom of the backpack. Yeah, there we go. It's in there. And that's meant to attach to this heavy assault rifle right here, which has a movable handle, and the ammo cartridge thing can come out. So you have that option. But that can port, the ammo belt can port into there. And there's a little port right here where we can take this blade and put it up under there. Lastly, we have this helmet, or at least the top of the helmet. It's more like a visor almost. Nice, it has black on the back. Looks like that. And let's get you into the guy and then I'm going to suit them all up. Here's the Viper himself. He looks creepy. Cool. But he has the same articulation you would normally get up under there. But it's definitely covered. He has this vest. This vest is actually on top of his normal articulation you would get with the regular standard style ab crunch, not a ball joint. It's the one that clicks and ratchets. This can actually come off if you don't want that look. And we see that he has the communication device right there beside his face. So that's cool. So we could kind of consider this one more piece of accessory. And if you were pressed, you could take these shoulder pads off because they're separate. And these arm guards are actually separate. I will not be heating him up and doing all that. Now, the way this waist thing works, I don't know whether this is just the overlay, this is the crotch period, or whether it's on top of a pre-existing, because it does move a bit freely, to be honest. I'm not used to that, but a lot of detail. But they did one thing different on this figure than they do on your typical standard size figure, which this is, and I don't like it. Let's get into the articulation, and then I'll put them all together. You get the dumbbell joint on the top of the head and the ball at the base of the neck. I'm going to show you everything I can get with both of them at once. It is rather stiff, to be honest. And of course, you can rotate. Shoulders go out to the side. The shoulder pads can move, as I've shown. And I like the detail. It's like black and purple under there. Can swivel, of course. Bicep swivel. Elbow bends. More than 90 if you bend at the correct joint. Holy crap, this is tight. Yeah. That's what I can get. These wrists are on, this is a horizontal hinge, and this one's a vertical. And you only get 2 hands. I'm going to show you what you get at the ball and the top at the same time, and not try to separate this. But here's the back articulation, and here's the forward. And of course, we can tilt and rotate. And this armor down here definitely gets out the way. I can feel it pushing forward as I rotate the waist. This hip on this figure, loose AF. Hopefully all of them aren't like that, but you get drop down hips. So you can kick more than 90, because this thing is soft. Let me try this leg, because like I said, that hip, that ball joint is loose. Yeah, I can get this one over 90. Now this is not a separate piece, it's sculpted. So these are brand new legs. You get thigh rotation, you get the double jointed knee, and the Marvel Legends I just reviewed. The knees are, the joints are buttery smooth. These are tight, as you're seeing. Well, this one's a little bit more smooth, but it's not like those Marvel Legends. No boot swivel. No boot swivel. No ankle swivel. I haven't gotten any other figures from this this wave. I hope that's not a thing that they're doing now, because any other time they would have a swivel right there. Please don't tell me they have to cut some articulation moving forward because of prices and costs going up. Please don't tell me that. That I am not used to that on a figure this size. It's no ankle swivel, but you get ankle pivot. So I do not like that, and I don't want that to be the norm going forward. I like, these figures are already obscure. These characters are obscure enough. Like, for them to take away articulation, no, I don't want that. That will make me stop collecting these things. Anywho, here's what it looks like without that thing around the face so you can see it. But let's get that back on. Let's let you see that this is nicely detailed and painted. So that's cool. But we can put this on, get this guy on, and that gives you the full look. So these things should be heavily armored for going into battle with the GIJOEs. Can I get them standing up? Yes. Do I like the fact that I can't rotate that foot to be more towards that angle? No, I don't like that. And the way he holds this gun. Now, initially, I wanted him to be holding the handle with this hand, because this has the vertical hinge, and you could like tilt the hand forward. I was realizing that if I use the horizontal hinge hand, I can't rotate the hand outward to be able to hold that handle. So yeah, that's an issue. Oh yeah, this isn't up here. That's supposed to be up there. And the way this ports, like I showed, it ports into the bottom of the backpack right there. But then the ammo clip attaches into that side. So, yeah, I would kind of rather it. I don't know if that's more realistic. I mean, you know what? I guess you could pull this off. That's for when... You know what? Let me shut up. Let's see. Yeah. I guess you can get it to go in there. But currently, right now, live, while I'm recording this, getting it to port all the way through there seems almost non-existent. But you can do that. And of course, you could take this off. And of course, you could take both things off. And you can hold this guy right here like a regular saw. And keep coming at you right here. So that's cool. You could take this off. Plug this into the hand. Because maybe he's protecting this for whatever reason. Hold it in your hand, damn it. So, I was hoping there'd be a time where they could come up with the ability to give us universal ball joints in the wrist for better articulation for holding things. But now they're taking, in this case, taking the articulation away. So that is frightening me a lot. Because I do not want any articulation taken away from these things. Now, I know this guy has a lot going on with all these accessories. And the parts counts as far as the vest, this collar piece, these shoulder pieces, the forearms, stuff. But usually with G.I. Joe, they don't give a crap. They give you all that plus all the articulation everybody else has. So that's definitely worrying. One thing else I can show you with this backpack, with that little saw out of there, I can port this on here like that. I don't know if that's the intention. It does spread that port out a little bit more. But let's go ahead and show you what this would look like if you wanted something like that. And what else? Just to make sure I cover everything, here he is with this handgun. Pow, 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 shoot, shoot, shoot. And he can grab the knife with his other hand out of his little back holster and be prepared to stab some fools up. So, it's cool, but this particular figure has this loose hip, which is aggravating already. And then the lack of the boot swivel is frustrating because I don't like. I mean, I can get it done, but if it would be a lot more stable if I could actually rotate that shin right there. I recently took my Cobra guys out of this room, so here's Alpine and Bazooka. You should have some type of idea on how tall this dude is based on these two. He's looking like the standard height of one of the G.I. Joe figures. But anywho, I said how I felt about the thing already. Cool. I gave my complaints. If it didn't have the things that I'm complaining about, it would be better. But right now it's just okay and an extra guy to add to your collection. Anywho, thank you for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out of here.
Figure action.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the videos, baby. Click the videos.